How do you feel about making decisions?
I feel quite confident in easy decisions, like what I want to eat, but I don't feel so confident on making complicated decisions, like what to write on benefit forms, and also where I want to live, and perhaps maybe some money decisions.
Okay, so how do those kinds of decisions make you feel?
They sort of make me feel a bit anxious.
Do you want to tell me a bit more about what kinds of decisions that you do make for yourself?
Decisions I make for myself is what I want to eat, what I want to wear, what I want to do today.
How do you feel about those decisions?
I feel very confident with those.
So what about where you live and who you live with?
I make the decision, and also my mum and dad help me make the decision. And also my social worker helped me a little bit with the decision, but not very much though.
Is there anyone else in your life that might help you make some difficult decisions?
No, the only other person I can think of is my carers. Where I chose to live, I feel I made the right decision because it was the right it was social place. That there was activities going on, and it had a garden, and it was close to my voluntary work. It was close to the shops where I could get to town easily by walking distance. I don't need to catch the bus.
All of those reasons, you know that was the right decision for you. I'm just thinking about if there's anything else that could be done to support you to make decisions.
My mum and dad helped me with it. I could do with somebody else other than my mum and dad, really, because they're getting old. Some advice, like the place like the Citizens Advice or some other agency, but it does need to be somewhere where I can get to. Town centre, ideally. Filling out the forms, really, and explaining the forms.
Can you think of, or are you aware of any time that you were assessed on your ability to make decisions?
No, not that I was aware of. I haven't been assessed on making decisions on my mental capability. Although I'm down for sort of exemption because I'm under severely mentally impaired, and probably because of my learning disability. The doctor's surgery's changed, and also the fact that these services have been modified a bit, the health services now. I don't think the new surgery understands my difficulties as well as the old one. He did understand the learning disability, but I'm not sure if they understand my other disabilities. But now, I haven't seen a doctor tended to be more nurse-based now than doctors. I think it would be better if it was doctor-based. For some reason, I think was down for severely mentally impaired, but nobody really has explained it properly to my mum and dad and me, I think. And then I can tell my carers, and I can tell the benefits. I have difficulties getting to appointments. My carers don't provide transport. The only people that will take me is my mum and dad, and my benefits have cut my mobility support. Hearing aid clinics at Boots is stopped doing those in NHS clinics. It has to be appointment only now. It's more difficult to access. It would be very much more of a problem when my mum and dad have gone.
Right, okay, so is that something that makes you a little bit nervous?
Yes, that's something that needs to be addressed in the future.
How do you feel about making decisions? Do you like making decisions?
When I make decisions, I feel happy and proud of myself. The decisions that I make for myself is coming to this centre, where to go and what clothes I could wear. The decisions I would like to make for myself is to, like, a boyfriend, love and that, to have true love. Because why I can't make that decision myself is because I have a very strict mum. The decision I would like to make for myself is to find true love.
And who do you have to talk to about relationships?
I have to talk to my key worker.
So when people are giving you advice about decisions, does it help if they understand you?
Yes. I would like people to understand me when I choose to go into RT sessions, because sometimes they like to tell me oh no, you're not doing that, you're doing tennis. But no, I wanted to do art. I felt a bit sad and upset because when I go into art, that's my happy space.
Are you allowed to go out? Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, I'm allowed to go out because I do have a bus pass.
So do you do that on your own? Do you go out by bus on your own?
I have to have someone with me with that.
And what about going out to nightclubs and dancing?
The only people I need for that is Trikero or someone who's at Parkstone Connect, because my mum don't like driving in the dark.
And does it feel good when you get to go out?
Yes, I feel a lot more brighter in myself.
Would you like the council to ask service users like you more questions about what they want?
We did once, but they haven't listened.
In the beginning, because I think the biggest thing happens when you have a stroke, you totally lose your confidence. I was very active, golf, sport, could go to lots of functions, this sort of thing. Comfortable doing public speaking, this sort of thing. But then this happened, then you just feel like you fell off the edge of the earth. And you've got to rebuild all that back up again. And of course, the stronger personality you are, the harder it is to accept where you are now. And these day centres, in the beginning you think, I don't really get that, it's not really my scene, because I'm an outsider looking in. When you're inside and looking out, you realise just how important they are. And without the day centres, when you talk to people at your own level, you'd be at home a lot more depressed, anxious, a lot of anxiety, that sort of thing. Lonely, very much so. And these days they're an absolute blessing, they really are. Very fortunate in the sense I have a very strong-willed wife, and I say fortunate, I had very strong-willed 2 daughters, and that's the greatest blessing I have, and they keep me on the straight and narrow. In my previous life, we both sort of had sales background, we got loads of friends, we always go out for meals, holidays, all that sort of thing, and you now feel like you're an outsider looking in, like Christmas Day when you're there, you always had your role where you played Christmas. But now you can sit there in the corner because you haven't got the mobility, because you've got no left side working. You get very confused very easy. You never quite feel as it truly that you're part of everything. But when you come to the day centres, that's where you're dealing with people who they've been in your shoes. I understand what you say when you say about anxiety, this sort of thing. Grandkids is very special. And my wife's got a very big job because that's very demanding on her. And again, I have to give her a space to do her job, do it well. And of course, the stress and the anxiety I bring to the party, I try to keep that away as much as I can. Unfortunately, I try to help, but when I help, sometimes I make the situation worse. You know, I'm in another group called BOWRA, BOWRA. That's run for people by ex-soldiers, that sort of thing. And they do activities. But every one of those virtually stroke survivor like me. So they very definitely stand in the same shoes as I do. So they understand whenever I say about how I feel about something, or medical issue, they say, oh, I've been there, I've that, done that. So that's very good. Whereas here, you've got a real mixture of people with different issues. The biggest thing you need when you're in situations like me is to be able to talk about it to people who understand what you're saying. Because trouble is, at the moment, doctors always look up and say to a stroke survivor, can't really tell you the answer to that. Every stroke's different. So you always looking for advice, always looking for a way to improve your situation. But getting to speak to somebody who understands it and who knows, authoritative, that sort of thing, very difficult. Obviously, I said when I first had my stroke, you almost need like a mentor. Somebody to guide, not just you, but the family, to guide the family through this experience. Because it's very unique to each individual.
And do you find it easy to make decisions, or is it difficult?
It's difficult.
So what do you feel when you're making decisions?
Positive.
Okay, so you like to make decisions for yourself? Yeah.
Yes.
So what kind of decisions do you make for yourself?
Like if I want to go out.
Do you decide what you want to eat?
Yeah.
Do you make that decision by yourself?
No, the staff at my house.
That's okay with you, is it?
Yeah.
Do they ask you what you want, or do they just tell you what you want?
Ask me what I want.
So you do have some you can make that decision a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else that helps you make decisions?
Family. It's difficult. It's difficult.
No. What about things like the activities you do at the day centre? Do you make those decisions about what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you make that? Do you make those decisions on your own?
There's a staff here.
How do you? So when you make a decision and it doesn't go so well, or maybe it was the wrong decision, how does that make you feel?
Sad.
When you're making decisions and you've got people helping you, do you feel that they explain those decisions to you?
No, I asked what's them.
You ask them.
Yeah.
Friends and relationships. How do you decide who you want to be friends with?
I don't want to go on a date.
Oh, so you've decided not to go on dates.
No. I'm friends with everyone here.
Is that because you like everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, and everyone's nice to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if someone wasn't nice to you, would that matter to you?
Ignore it.
Ignore it?
Yeah.
Would you still be friends with them?
If they did something bad, I won't.
Okay, so you'd make the decision maybe to not be friends with someone who wasn't nice to you.
No.
If you're asked to make decisions, how does that make you feel?
Mediumish.
It's
Medium.
difficult for me.
Sometimes struggles with it.
It's something difficult with me. It's hard to choose. Good choices or bad choices.
Okay.
So I'm like with David.
Okay. So if you've got a difficult decision to make, who is around you that supports you to make that decision?
Coast. Like support worker. Family, friends, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the guys at the day centre here?
Yeah.
Especially me.
What about you? Who have you
I've
got?
got mum and dad, my nan and granddad, I've got the whole family, only my key worker and that's it.
What kind of decisions do you think you feel happy and confident to make yourself?
TV.
What you want to watch on TV?
Yeah, or do a bit more Gemma or not.
Just chill out and maybe go for a walk,
Okay.
shopping.
What about drinking? What about things like where you live and how you spend your money?
Because mum is my pointee and she sorted my money out. She put it in the bank for me. I live with mum and dad. I'm not on my own.
So
I
once
want to, but at the moment I can't. At the moment because I need support living. Maybe one day.
do you feel you have control over how you spend that money?
Mum does.
Okay.
She put £10 or £50 or 100, and I spend that whatever like clothes or.
Okay. And you have control over the decision. of what-
Sometimes, but my mum always deal with it with me.
If you wanted to spend money on something really silly, but you really wanted to spend the money, do you think that's something you feel you're allowed to do,
No.
or it's controlled for you?
My mum there all the time.
I get SA, I spend it on clothes and food.
That's good.
Control your money.
I do.
Do you feel in control of who you're friends with or
Well,
who you might have a relationship with?
this is really difficult. It's difficult sometimes how for me to control things
Okay.
because I can't progress.
Okay. But do you feel that if there's someone you do want to be friends with, that you're able to sort of decide who you want to be friends with?
Yeah.
Probably more like close friends.
Do you feel that you are in control of who you might have a relationship with?
I don't want boyfriend girlfriend. No, I don't.
Okay, but that's fine. So that's your decision. So you are able to make that decision.
because things what happened to me in the past. Lost my confidence.
Is there anything you don't already have that might help support you to make some decisions that you want to make?
Try to live on my own and a bit more freedom. I do get freedom sometimes, but not all the time.
And what impact does that have on you and your life and the
I get
decisions you make?
upset because I've got mental words in my back. I can't walk far. I have to use my wheelchair.
So do you think that perhaps some people don't put in the effort to sort of understand you and get to know you?
Yeah.
When someone says, I need you to make a decision, how does that make you feel?
I guess if it's sudden on the spot, depending on the situation, will depend on how quickly I react. I usually like to have a general plan before I do anything, or at least know some of the lay of the land. But if it's completely foreign territory, I need a few moments to process it. I feel I've got more control than I did in the past, mostly because I had to keep asking how to do some of those things, and obviously I had to be shown a few times repetitively for it to stay in here. But now I'm able to at least analyse some of those things. I'm not completely independent yet, but I am trying to be that person.
Who in your life helps you with those things at the moment?
The most probably would be my mum, and yet ironically I'm the one that has to look after her because she's not very well.
But she helps you with some of the decision making and talking things through with you?
Yeah.
So do you feel that your confidence and your ability to make decisions for yourself, it has improved over time and it's changed?
In certain areas, yes. But I mean, it's like if you said to me, right, Joe, I want you to go out into town, find a house and contact the landlord and go buy it, I would be scratching my head. But if you were to say to me, Joe, can you just go to the shops, grab these specific items, I would then, like a machine, just scan every aisle until I found it.
I'm wondering if there's anything you think that could support you.
More general information about life skills that people take for granted, like handling your money, learning to drive. Like in school they would teach you maths, but then afterwards it's like, yeah, you know all the maths, you know how to count money, but you don't know how to handle it, and that would have been more useful. One other skill that probably would be useful is clearer dynamics when it comes to job interviews, because I was shown how to do a job interview and then the very first job I applied for, it was the complete opposite. Then I didn't even get contacted later. It would be nice if there were more clearer basic arrows pointing to what you need to do to progress to be an independent person, and then I won't have to keep asking people.
So I wonder if you can think of like an example of a decision you've made where perhaps you didn't have the outcome you wanted, how that might have made you feel.
These boys said that they would be my friends if I did something for them because they'd kicked their football over this fence, and they said for me to go get the ball. There was a clear sign saying danger, electricity, stay out, but because my reading skills weren't so great, I didn't take notice of the sign. I did get shocked, and when I came to, they were already gone. And then afterwards I realised you had to be more careful of what kind of friends you made. As an adult, a decision I made that didn't have the right outcome was trying to find someone in life who I feel compatible with, potential partner, and because everything seemed to be going well, I just copied everything I'd learned. After the entire evening, I realised no matter what I did, everything was wrong. And I started realising these were a bunch of red flags, and I thought, I've tried to do all the right things, but they never seemed to be good enough. And then it made me have a bit of doubts afterwards about, am I doing the right thing?
And how does it make you feel when you make mistakes?
A part of me would say, yes, it's good to make mistakes, that's how you learn. But then another part of me is like, no.
You have quite high standards for yourself.
It's because I had a slow advantage when I was a child, like I was behind everyone else in everything. So I'm trying to catch up and make up for all that time, so I am not behind everyone.
I'm just wondering about other people and how other people interact with you, and if you feel that people understand you, if they put the effort in to sort of understand you so that they can help you when you're, trying to make these decisions and, figure things out in life.
At least the people in my inner circle now, the ones I've kept around, are the ones who understand me the best, for good or bad, and know that when I do have a bad moment, it's nothing personal. But then my mum would also say, those who care don't mind, and those who mind don't care.
So I wonder if you could tell me what kinds of decisions you make for yourself.
I like living with my care Fiona, but Fiona doesn't know. But Holly's going to find me somewhere else to live when I'm 68.
Okay, and that's a decision you want to make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
when I'm 68, yeah.
So who helps you make decisions?
Fiona, Holly, and Chris, and my sheriff's officer, Carol.
Can you think about an example of a decision that you've made? Oh, you told me that you choose to have Weetabix in the morning.
Yes,
decision you make?
Yeah, and coffee and toast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And who supports you to help you have your breakfast that you want?
I get my own Weetabix out, but Fiona puts some milk in for me, and which is good, and I have toast afterwards. Toast.
Okay.
And I give a bit of toast to the dog. Where's he?
Oh,
Yeah, I give a bit to the dog.
How do you feel when decisions get made for you and you don't get to say what you want?
Frustrated, but I don't get decisions made for me because I can. Fiona knows I can make my own decisions. I don't want people to make decisions for me. I want to make my own.
Okay, that's good.
Make my own.
Okay, so how does it feel when you get to make your own decisions?
Good.
So in the future, you'd like to keep making your own decisions?
Because I'm an adult and I'm allowed to make my own decisions. I'm an adult.
Can you tell me some of the other decisions that you make?
Because I'm 60 this year. When I'm 68, when I move from Fiona's when I'm 68, I'm going to have Matthew in my new, visit me in my new home.
Do you get to do any activities that you enjoy? Any hobbies?
My new hobbies is taking my dog, Golden Retriever dog for walks.
Do you decide when you want to go for a walk?
Yeah. Me and Fiona decide together where to take the dog. Yeah, me and Fiona between us did decide to get the dog. Yeah, rescue the dog.
Yes, I think it's highlighted the fact that I'm comfortable with having a supporting family, and there's trust there, between us. I'm concerned about people here who don't have the same family support. I'm fortunate that my family, who I live with, are very understanding of my condition, and so I feel we're on the same wavelength there, and so that obviously we have differing viewpoints on all sorts of things. I see my fellow clients here, and some of them there you could see have challenging circumstances, and they do not have the same supportive background, and that bothers me as to what's going to happen.
Where you live, medical treatments and decisions, money, all of those things. Do you feel in control of those things, or at least that you're supported to be in control of those things?
I think the thing that I get annoyed about financially is that banks closing.
How will that impact you?
Well, what it means is because I'm part of a court of protection order, circumstances were that we were able to just go into a bank in Poole and extract money with just my wife there, and it appears that's changed now, that both of them have to be there. My son-in-law lives in Winchester, so we'd have to go there.
Do you feel well supported by medical staff? Do you feel they have a good understanding of you, and you have a good understanding when you need to make a decision about your care? That's all explained to you?
Yeah.
Do you feel that you have the control to sort of actually, I want to try this, it might not work out, but...
Well, we're all human, nobody's perfect here. I make mistakes every day. I think the thing that I'm concerned about is not so much myself. Mm-hmm. It's going to be, if this place closed, then what the impact would be on my wife, who looks after me. She needs time to, recuperate, as it were. I think I'd be okay.
Okay.
But I am concerned about my wife getting enough relaxation time so she can do what she needs to do.
Do you feel that you're able to sort of live the life you want to live?
Yes, but obviously I have to be realistic, and I have vascular dementia.
Okay.
I can navigate myself around at home.
Mm-hmm.
I belong to a local church and I can get myself there. But I am concerned about my fellow clients here, because some people live alone, and this is their only chance to come in and have a normal conversation with people.
So I'd love to know how you feel about making decisions.
Sometimes I find it very difficult to make decisions because it depends on the situation. It's very difficult.
Yeah, okay. Is that sort of a bit frightening sometimes?
Yes, sometimes it can be. Difficult decision was when I had to go to hospital and have an operation, but I had to do it because I was in agony on the floor I was in so much pain, they had to prepare me to go down to have my operation done. It was very scary at the time. It took quite a long time for me to get myself back together again. They were going to put a colostomy bag on me, but I'm glad that they didn't. I was really, really ill at the time.
Okay. So tell me a bit more about how you made that decision. Did you make that decision on your own, or were there other people who helped you make that decision to go to have the surgery?
I was at Nan's house at the time, and obviously she wanted me to go on tablets because she thought that tablets would help. Tablets didn't. Till this day, I still don't know. I still don't know what causes this problem with my tummy.
Do you feel that you could have been given more information about that, perhaps?
Probably. It was a traumatic time.
So is there anyone that helps you to decide sort of about your care and medical treatment?
Where I am now, I have help to make those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Some decisions I make myself, but not all the time.
Okay.
Because sometimes I need help. Carers where I live, they help me and support me to make decisions. There is someone else that looks after my money.
Okay.
I don't look after it, someone else does.
Okay, and do you feel that you have any control over the decisions that are made?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, with money, yes.
Can you think of a time you've made a decision and it was exactly what you wanted to happen?
Moving was probably the best decision that I've ever made.
Okay, so how did you make that?
It was a big decision, but I knew in my brain I had to leave somewhere. That was a good decision to...
And were you able to make that decision on your own? Did you make that decision by yourself?
I had help at the day centre with that. I had paperwork to sign and paperwork to read. So it was a minefield to begin with, but as I got used to it, it became okay, and I felt okay inside. So I had people that said, "You're going to be okay, everything's going to be fine." And it's the best move that I've ever done.
Is there anyone else that you like to help you with making decisions?
If I need any help, I do go to family, sometimes my friends, but it depends what the situations are.
I'm just wondering whether you've had any experience with being assessed on your ability to make decisions.
Yes. There's stuff that I can't do now that I used to be able to do. But I have had assessments where I have been assessed for different things.
So how did that make you feel? How does it make you feel when you're sort of assessed?
Sometimes I used to feel like I was being penalised because of my learning disability and other problems I've had. And then sometimes it's been okay.
Is there anything else that the people around you could do to support you to make your decisions, to make decisions in life and sort of give you that confidence to make those decisions yourself?
Helping me to make the right choices and the right decisions.
Have you thought about what kinds of decisions you make in your life?
What to have to eat, what clothes to wear, where to go, and who to see.
Do you feel that you're able to make those decisions for
Yeah.
yourself? Okay. What about things like where you live or how you spend your money? Do you make that decision, or does someone else?
Someone else.
Okay. So who helps you make those decisions?
Mum.
Things like who you're friends with or who you might have a relationship with. Do you make those decisions?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you make those decisions, do you think?
By finding out who the good friends are and who's a good boyfriend to be with.
Are you allowed to have any boyfriend that you want to have?
No.
Why not?
Because they might not be very nice.
Okay. And who tells you that? Who tells you?
Mum.
Do you like making decisions for yourself?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Is it sometimes helpful to have other people help you with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do they help you? What do they do to help you?
By telling me what things I can do and what things I can't do. Talk things through. I'm a key worker here.
Yeah.
and she supports. If I have any problems, I can go and speak to her.
Do you feel that the people around you, do you feel that they really understand you and they take the time to understand you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Are there people that perhaps don't try to understand you and don't understand you?
Sometimes.
Decide for yourself, but someone else decides for you?
To move out one day.
What's stopping you from moving out now? Do you know?
No.
You're not sure?
No.
Okay. So, but one day you'd like to perhaps either understand why you can't move out or have the support to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah.